right, y'all. It's your girl Leash.
I'm Tam.
All right, and it's the final installment, the final one, the final countdown. We made it. We made it through. We made it through. Kiara, we made it through with your girl. You schooling us. We out here learning things. So this is the final part of this segment on polyamory.
Yes.
And we just want to say thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much. So guys out there, you have stayed and you have watched and you have tuned in. We appreciate you. We know this was a very long segment, but we hope you guys got entertained and got got
all the
educated.
information.
Got educated. All right, so let's just jump right into it.
That's definitely a huge win.
Yeah, he's winning
for the guy because he's not married.
No, he is married,
right?
Yes,
he's married to his wife.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then
he took his wife's girlfriend. Like, come on up into this. Try
essentially. They, you know what? So they're not together anymore. But they had. He told me that
because the girl figured that she was being pimped. She talked to one of her friends and was like, "Girl, this is bitch, you get pimped." And then she said, "Shut it down! Shut that shit down! I ain't no hoe. I ain't no hoe.
Shut it down." But. Yeah, so he said that when he and I first started talking, he was telling me that they had considered her moving in.
So it's not polygamy until they get married, even though they live in a polygamous lifestyle. All three of them are in the same house.
I think the difference with polygamy as well is some people want to have children with each other. Yes. I think that's kind of its own little thing is nation building.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because polygamy is founded, is rooted in nation building,
correct,
financial gains,
right.
But so pimping. So all y'all out there, you can pimp. It is possible to pimp. Oh, okay, all right. So you guys could share the same lover, but you don't.
We don't.
But you could. Clearly, like this couple did, because they share the same lover. Okay. If your husband and you divorced, knock on wood. Would you consider being in another poly relationship?
No.
Okay. What about, would you consider being with someone who's in a polyamorous relationship?
No.
Okay.
Why not?
That goes back to, that trust thing.
Yeah,
because I know how it feels. I'm okay with being number 1.5. I'm not cool with, being anything less than 1.5, like with my ex and his wife, they had a very good poly relationship, and he gave me my time. He gave me the time, energy, space, attention, everything that I needed. And then my husband, like I said, he listens, he gives me my time, space, energy, whatever I need. He caters to me essentially. I don't believe that I would be able to find someone else who would be okay with treating me the way that my husband treats me. Like those are big shoes to fill. And then secondly, I definitely don't think that I would be able to find someone who would be okay with me entertaining another man. Since we've been poly, I have come across one other man outside of my husband who has said that he's okay with his wife being with another man. You don't usually find that.
Men are extremely possessive.
You don't usually find that. Really usually you find the man saying, "I'm okay with my wife having a girlfriend." You don't really find
Right. That's true. But it's funny, when we did the video that we did before on polyamory, we said that most of the time we felt like a polyamorous relationship benefited a man more than it did a woman.
Yes.
Is that a statement that you agree with?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
So all y'all suckers out there, that man, I feel like you was acting crazy.
No, I agree. I agree.
It's more for the men.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I think that
because we're not wired to
I'm not wired to want to go to a restaurant with two men, one on each
right.
We're not wired.
That I would want. But for a man, that makes him feel like he has reached the penthouse.
He's the man. He's the man.
Absolutely.
Now he got two fine niggas on his shoulders. He like this. He is like he high fiving everybody. The waiters, the maitre d', he high fiving everybody. The cook, the washer, the boy, the cook. Yeah, he gives everybody love. But I definitely think that it's definitely a masculine driven lifestyle.
It is.
I think so because I think one of the comments was that it's an equal amount of women who pursue these lifestyles than men, and I'm just like, there's no way. We're not wired like that. That's not in our nature. And I mean, if the person who said that doesn't know that how women are wired at this point, sorry, because we're not like that by nature. We're not that. We are monogamous by nature. By nature.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part,
when it comes to a life partner, not sexual inhibitions. When it comes down to like settling down, you want one. But women are sexually liberated throughout history. This has been known.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to settling down and having like a family, we would prefer to have a husband and that's it, not a husband and a
boyfriend and another. Yeah.
So emotionally, it's more investment for us. Right. I think as women, we're just more. Our feelings are more involved in things, whereas men really can separate things out
that is true.
And not be rattled by things that can turn everything upside down.
Exactly.
For us as women.
Yeah, I mean, because that's how it was back in the day when men would go off to war. They would have complete other chicks in different countries and
other families and
it's just what they did. So I think that wow. Yeah, I don't really have any other things to ask.
I don't have any more questions to ask, but I think this has been incredibly insightful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beyond belief. I think the amount of people that you are helping is going to be amazing. And again, y'all, please go to her page.
Yes, it's Wednesday nights, right?
Wednesday 8:30 Eastern time.
And what's Rough Talk.
Yes, RUFF.
And you're on Facebook?
We're not on Facebook.
You're on
YouTube and Instagram.
So if you guys have any more questions, or if you want to, just drop a comment.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, feel free. Yeah, feel free to go to her for expert opinion, but comment on this episode and let us know what you think about it. Kiara, we are so happy that you.
Not a problem.
We thought it was gonna be longer because we was like it's gonna be so.
We have so many questions, but at the end of the day, it really is a simple thing.
Yeah.
But I know that it's not as simple as it seems because it requires an incredible amount of trust.
Right.
Maturity.
Communication.
Maturity. You gotta be mature.
So it's to sit and break it all down and talk about it. I'm sure is one thing. But to live the life and be in it, I'm sure is another, and that is an incredible thing.
So we tip our hat to you, and especially to your marriage and being so functional.
Yes.
Amid what would be considered not the norm. You guys are somehow making it and have a child. And be able to raise your daughter in a healthy environment. And would you be okay with your daughter if she wanted to live this lifestyle?
That's a really good question. I would.
You would?
I would. I would definitely make sure that she, first of all, understood what the true definition of love meant. Right. I would ask her, because my sister asked, she was like, if she was 16 and she said that she wanted to be in a poly relationship, how would you feel? And I would first of all ask her, what to her does the definition of love mean? How do you know this person loves you? Love is an action word, point blank, period. And I would ask her these questions. Like, if you feel like you love that person has proven to you that he loves you, okay. Right. Like, of course, be careful. Of course, talk to us. I would hope that she would want to wait until she was a lot older, but, I would want her to feel that freedom. Right. I would, whether it's religion, her sexuality, whatever. I'd never want to make my child feel like she has to hide who she is. We don't hide who we are,
I was going to ask you that. So are you guys very open with with this lifestyle, or do you have to kind of like
with our parents and stuff like that?
With your family.
My husband actually doesn't talk to his parents.
Okay.
I don't know what they know or what they think they know about our relationship. But my husband is a very blunt, open person, and if they ever found out or if they ever wanted to know,
which is interesting because, and again, you guys out there, I'm not trying to be offensive, but this is the way in which you're saying it's a lifestyle, right? This is a lifestyle, and I believe that gay is lifestyle, and I just find it interesting how it's so taboo for you to live your lifestyle, but it's not taboo for the gay community to live their lifestyle.
It's not taboo anymore.
They've
come a long way in the past 30 years, and I'm sure that we'll see the same evolution over time.
Do you think so?
I think so.
What do you think?
I think so. Especially,
it should. Let's get that
absolutely.
If men and men can marry and women and women can marry, it should absolutely be other type of concessions made for people who live in other lifestyles, with the exception of pedophilia. That should never be.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But, I agree.
Polyamory, polygamy, tripod, triad, triage, ORER, all of whatever. All of those things should be allowed. But I just find it interesting. that for your community, it really is taboo. We literally have to have we have to bring you in,
right,
to have a discussion to to educate the people,
right.
but
to educate us,
Yeah. But out here in the wild, you could do what you want.
I definitely think that it will evolve, simply because it's not something, there's already a community, and it's like you said, it's not like we are out here harming anybody. If we decide that a lot of people put so many restrictions on things that make them feel comfortable. They only understand what makes them feel comfortable. Right. So of course, with us being poly, people automatically assume, oh, you must not be happily married, right. Or your husband is making you do this. And it's like, no. This is something that we both entered into. This is something, that we are both happy doing. Do we think that we're going to do it when we're 80 and 90 years old? Probably not. Right. But if we do, that's on us.
Right.
And for us, we are very firm believers, like, we are grown. Mm-hmm. Nobody pays our bills. Mm-hmm. We're going to do what we feel like doing.
And I think, it's always a slippery slope. We in the land of the capital of homosexuality. I'm not trying to offend, but these are the thoughts that's running through my head as I'm sitting here talking with you. I just find it so interesting because to me, I think the community in which you are involved in is doing it the right way. I just never understand what does a sexual preference have to do with anything else in life.
Right.
Like, so what does your sexual preference have to do with life?
What does what we do behind closed door have to do with it?
And that's always like the confusion. Mm-hmm. And I have gay family members, gay friends. I'm sure we have gay viewers. I'm sure, but I'll always come back to that question: why is who you sleep? Why is that such this thing now?
Right.
It's just who you sleep with.
Right.
I mean, it has nothing to do with anything.
Well, I think everything has to go through the processes. So you've got all these old laws built on all these biblical foundations, right? And so first you've got to have the first resurgence of people who are brave enough to be who they are, right. Even though it's against the law or whatever. And then comes the change that they affect by standing up for their right to be human, in this country. So it's got to go through all of the phases. So the question of why it is the way it is, it was established that way by, some people a long time ago that we have nothing to do with.
But it's always existed.
It's always
existed. Civilization.
But the more that in civilization it has. In America, not so much. And so...
Well, it has in America, just like you said, behind closed doors.
Right.
In
Utah and Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah. I knew you guys were doing it like that. Colorado. I was in Colorado for like 2 years. I didn't know that was going on.
But yeah, it's the education, just like with everything else. Mm-hmm. Letting people
So
know.
Do you think that eventually that this whole... I'm sorry, y'all. Don't want y'all to destroy me, but this whole gay agenda, do you think that will subside and then maybe make way for this new?
I do.
Because it really is a thing right now. I think it's a locomotive. It is strong.
Eventually, all of that will be normalized, and we'll keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, imagine how weird it was, 50 years ago when you had a black guy at your job.
You know what? That's totally different. Don't even start.
No. I'm not saying that the principles are the same, but I'm saying the way that things change. It always seems strange at first.
Right.
Now it would be really weird if you didn't have a black guy at your job. You'd be like, what kind of racist company do I work for?
But yet it still exists. It exists.
It does.
It exists very heavily.
But I guess kind of where you were going was, back when our parents were they were teenagers. If you found out somebody was gay,
right,
you didn't want to touch him, or the men in the family wanted to beat him up.
Everybody talked about it.
Okay, everybody talked about it, but it wasn't no stigma like, oh my God, don't touch him, he got the AIDS. It wasn't like that.
Well, with AIDS too.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
now
that.
They have commercials where they have Yeah,
they've got billboards about HIV. It's everywhere, and it's not cast in this negative light anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's an evolution, and that's just in the past 20 years.
But you know what? Y'all think y'all are so off with this. It is. I think it is. Because studies have shown that most people still are. That there's a large group of people that are uncomfortable with the idea of homosexuality. The thing is, we live in an environment and culture where you can't say shit.
Right.
So I don't think that it has changed. I just think that people know. It's a mafia. You play with the gays, they come for your ass.
I think
so you can't say nothing. I just think.
I think we'll age out of it. I think that really at this point in life where we are, humans are evolving. Like as a culture, we're evolving. Only older people care. I don't.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Yes,
you find okay. I don't think that is the necessary thing about Karen. You find you an alpha male, and ask him to befriend a flaming hot.
No. It's not about whether or not I will befriend you and bring you into my personal social circle.
Okay.
It's will I be accepting of it,
not
judgmental of your lifestyle.
Right.
But no, there are plenty of old people who care.
Well,
there are plenty of old people who just care simply because it's something that they don't do and they, for whatever reason, are not comfortable with. And I think that that's what the poly community is butting up against. It's just that same non-education.
I don't know. I think that the polyamory community will have it a little easier because they are trying to get married, and these Catholics and Christians, they believe in marriage. So I don't think that.
Oh, you think they're gonna have it easier than gay people?
Absolutely. Because they get.
polyamory
polyamory not getting married. That's polygamy. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
polygamy.
But I mean, even still, I don't think that you. I don't see why you think that Americans would just welcome with open arms.
Well, because how much of the population in America is Muslim, and in Muslim religion and culture, they are accepting of that, and a lot of African cultures, and we have a lot of Africans here, they are accepting of the polygamous lifestyle.
We may have but we're still talking a small percentage of the population.
But that's the thing with with the poly lifestyle, or even religion. First of all, to kind of piggyback off what you were saying about, how the older generation are the only ones who care and stuff like that, I agree. Especially like with religion, we grew up, depending on how you grew up, it was you go to church and you do this and you do that, and and I think now as time has gone on and the millennials have a voice now, it's just not the same. It's more accepting for somebody to pray to Allah and the ancestor, and all of that.
Like Jesus still ain't come through,
right? And
you let Trump get elected.
but yeah, I mean that's essentially what it is. Like, and so that's becoming like, okay, I can be a little more accepting of you saying you don't believe in Jesus. And I think that the poly lifestyle is going to be the same thing. Like, we're not hurting anybody.
Right.
We're just trying to love on who we want to love on, and that's just what it is.
Who could you tell I don't believe in Jesus?
Right.
Who could you say that
but
to?
Even still,
somebody to talk to.
I had a conversation with someone, and I was like, yeah, I don't really believe in Jesus. And he was like, oh, I know I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have those. You're gonna have those.
So I don't know. I don't agree with y'all. I think that, in my opinion, I think that people really like. Okay, you're not gonna have that much flack, but I really do think people, they don't care, but they do care. They care until they don't care until they care.
I don't think young people care. We're too busy minding our own business.
But you're not. Because everybody's on Instagram following what everyone else is doing. So you're not minding your own business.
I think
we are all on Instagram and scrolling trying to see what our friends doing.
Because we're curious. Because we have access.
No,
right.
We're curious.
We look because we can. It's like,
and because you can.
It's a little bit of both.
You really do want to see, you hoping that one day this bitch who keep posting pictures of her being in Bermuda is going to one day say, I lost my job. You like, oh, good for you, bitch. Good for you. Or it's going on fucking vacation for the stand up.
No, that's not what people do on social media.
Oh, there's some.
Yes,
there's some.
Y'all live with
I agree with her a little bit. There's some. Yes. There's some.
Huh?
People care more than you.
I'm going to say this. And the reason why I agree with you is because when my ex and I broke up, so there's a lot of poly groups that, saw me posting pictures of him, so they started following him. And when I tell you we broke up and they were running back and telling him, all of this stuff. Yes, like they were in his inbox. They was in my inbox being messy.
Yeah,
like
people care. People care. People don't care until they care.
I think it's certain people like us that are kind of like, do what you do.
Yeah,
and then there's some that are just, they don't have nothing better to do. So
a lot of lonely people.
Must not have anything.
It's a lot of lonely, bitter people out here.
Right.
But we care. We don't care because truly, like, our mindset is different. But we dealing with these. Oh boy.
It's alright. Everybody's gonna elevate soon.
I hope. I do hope.
It's a reawakening. You know what's coming.
How you explain it to us, I really do hope that there is an insurgence of resurgence.
Yeah.
Which one?
Wait, what are we resurging? Polyamory?
Yes, that there is you guys need to start being more of this lifestyle.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why not? Like, I think the gays out here doing it. You better go try to go talk to the LGBT community founder. Who is it? Who's on top? Go talk to them like, yo, wait a minute, there's a movement because I think if they're gonna let that happen, this needs to happen.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not even saying I necessarily agree with it. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even saying I necessarily agree with it, but we're gonna be fair. We need to be fair.
It's coming. There'll be one celebrity.
No, it'll be one white person. That's what we're gonna do because it ain't never gonna no nigga do it. Ain't happening.
One notable.
Ain't gonna be no Asian.
Caucasian.
Ain't gonna be no Spanish person. Ain't gonna be no woman.
Right.
It ain't gonna be no woman. It's gonna be Todd.
But someone will.
And Jacob.
And Jacob.
And Sally.
And Sally in California who work at the Whole Foods. With their dog Cindy.
They'll have a public forum.
Yeah.
And it'll be a thing.
And they're gonna try to run for office. And by the way, I'm polyamorous. And that's gonna be the slogan. And they're gonna start the shit up. They're gonna
How do you deal with her?
Gonna be
said, by the way,
yes,
polyamorous.
Yes, by the way, and that's gonna be the title, the slogan for the whole campaign. Yeah. They're gonna get all the black folks. See, because there ain't gonna be white folks gonna help it get moved. It's gonna be the black people
is true.
Who ain't gonna know nothing about it. Yeah. We want to be able to, pivot ain't easy. I'm telling you, it's going, look.
I know. Okay. Well, it'll be interesting to see it happen. You heard it here first.
Keep my fingers crossed for you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yes.
We love your shirt. Is this for purchase?
It will be soon.
Okay.
Soon.
Put your glasses up so you can see it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I had these there. I probably should have had them on.
So this is her shirt.
But yes, it's Poly Bay. Y'all can't steal this. This is me. I'm Poly Bay. Don't try to steal my shirt. But
is it a hashtag? Is it a hashtag?
It is a hashtag.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But if you do want a shirt, hit us up on Rough Talk.
Right. Is she? And do they come in different type of like hashtags? Or is this just the one?
However they want it, we can get it.
Okay. Poly Bay.
Poly Bay.
And hashtag on Instagram,
Poly
right?
Bay. Hashtag.
Hashtag on Instagram, Poly Bay.
Yes.
So I think this was good.
This was great.
I'm so grateful for you being here.
Oh, no problem. Have fun.
You answered all our questions.
Not a problem.
So now when someone says they're poly, I'm gonna, you know what? I will join the movement. Sign me up, girl. If you sign something good,
we might need to get us a petition going. Yeah.
Or change.org. I will sign it, girl. I'll be the first one.
Hey,
make poly legal.
Double the alimony if you want.
Right. Hello.
That's
Everybody needs Social Security benefits.
Right.
Collapse the whole system.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I think that's it, y'all. We out, right?
We out.
On that, like I always say, stay growing, keep glowing. We are out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.